Playhouse 194.0 and Amy K just pulled this TRQ out of the box of totally random questions. Of all the jobs you've had, going back from first job to now, what is the job you hated the most and why? And being specific, we don't need like company names, but like the line of work. Like, oh, I was in the restaurant industry and it sucked because da-da-da-da-da. Is there a job you hated, Amy K?
So
if you describe this job, I'm going to be ticked.
This is a job where I wake up really early in the morning. I'm joking. When I was in college, I worked 2 jobs. One in the food industry as a server. And I didn't like that because I worked with a girl who I like grew up with. And she moved away and she turned against my friend and I. And so she like made it her goal to make my life the worst while I was there and made all the servers against me. The only people that liked me were the managers. So that stunk because they would try to schedule me a lot. So then I was always working with these people who didn't like me. And so I quit there. And then I got a job in retail.
Okay.
And that was honestly one of my worst jobs. I would get sick driving there. I would cry every day on my way there. It was long hours. It was supposed to be this part-time job. But while I was working that, I was going to school and I had an internship for... I would help out on a night radio show. So I was there from 7 to midnight. And
it's a late day, yeah.
And so I would have to take the train home. And by the time I would get back to the suburbs, I would have to go to bed, go to class. And then some days I would have to go work at the retail place. And I did not like it. And they had a 30-minute break and they were so strict on it. But by the time you would leave and go anywhere, you'd have to like get your food and drive back and eat. It was... No one there really liked me. They would always invite me to happy hour, but they always had these inside jokes I wasn't a part of. It was not fun.
You know, it seems like if it's cliquey, that's going to be a quick road to hating it, right? I mean...
And I don't know if they were trying to include me, but it would be awkward when
teasing.
Well, because they would always invite me. We're going here for drinks afterwards. And I just thought, I got to hang out with these people again. And I don't know if it's because I just disliked the job so much that it made me feel like I disliked these people because they would try to invite me out, but they would talk about things that and people I didn't know. And I couldn't follow it. And it also felt like I was at work at happy hour. So I did not want to be there.
Of all the jobs you've had, what is the one you've hated the most and then what was so bad about it?
I'd have to actually say I worked for a sewer and water company, so having to deal with people's fecal matter pretty much every day on a daily was not something that was glamorous.
Yeah, oh God, I got to imagine that has potential to just be disgusting, huh?
Absolutely. I would actually tell people I had a crappy job, no pun intended.
Oh, that pun was intended. Come on.
Absolutely.
You lie to me. Is it? I mean, it's a good pun. I like that.
Someone said fast food, no question. Weekends were absolutely chaos. We had people yelling, their food wasn't hot enough, our items were missing, drive-through line wrapped around the building. One time a woman threw a milkshake back through the window. I knew I could not work there anymore. And someone else said, I was a telemarketer for about 3 months. It was soul crushing. People would hang up on you before you could even say hello. I had a few creative words thrown at me. I dreaded going to work every single day.
What is a job that you've had and you hated it more than any of the other jobs you've ever had?
Fast food. Because people are so needy and picky.
It's fast food, but they have like 5-star dining expectations.
Absolutely.
This is why we have pictures of the food next to numbers, though, right? Just so people are like, I'll take a 4. Like, that's as much talking as there should be. 4, 7. Maybe no pickles, please. If it gets more complicated than that, go somewhere else.
That's how, when I worked I loved working at Dairy Queen in high school. Ours was just ice cream, but it would get crazy. Lines to order at the window, then the drive-through line was going out to the street. But, welcome to Dairy Queen. What could I get you? What do you mean? They've had the same menu since they've opened. We got blizzards, we have sundaes, we have cones. Pick one of the 3.
What is the job you've had that you hated more than any other job you had, and why? 2, 3, 7 hits, call, text. Mine is tough because I can't be as specific as I want to be because I'd be breaking my own rules. So it's a fast food place, okay? And the problem is, and I think a lot of people make this mistake with one of their first jobs. I applied somewhere because it was somewhere I really enjoyed to go. Like, I liked eating there, and my friends and I, we'd eat there all the time, and we'd stop there, and it was a walking distance to my childhood home, or one of them, and so it was really nice. It was convenient in every way, and I think I was there stuffing my face when I saw the sign. It was like, no, they're hiring here. They got all this food in my mouth. That seems like a good idea. And they, like, interview you on the spot, and you leave there with a job, and you go home, and you feel so proud of yourself. The problem is, a lot of these places become kind of harder to eat at and enjoy if you're there, seeing how it's made. You're there all the time.
Around the smells.
You stink like it all the time. Some of them, the end result looks a lot different than how it is stored there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just how it is. But it makes it harder to eat it. And to this day, one of what at one point was one of my favorite things to eat there, I've not had since I was like 15 years old because I can't eat it now.
I was just going to say, have you gone back to this place and have had it?
I can't have what I want to have.
Oh,
And
that
that's
does stink.
as specific as I could get.
Oh, man.
I know I'm sad about
And you
it.
loved it?
I did.
At least I kind of got over the ice cream with Dairy Queen because you would smell like ice cream, but it worked. But that was one of my favorite jobs. So I think that's why. I loved all the people I had to work with.
Is there a job you had back in the day, but it's the one you hated more than any of them? What was so bad about it?
Someone said retail, but during the holidays, if you've ever done it, you know. 12-hour shifts, Christmas music on, people are fighting, they want items on sale. I get blamed when we're out of the exact thing they wanted. Never again. And someone else said, I worked overnight stocking shelves at a grocery store. The work itself wasn't bad, but completely flipping my sleep schedule wrecked me. I felt like a zombie on my days off, survived on energy drinks. My friend did that when she came back from college one summer, and she loved it, working overnight. She said no one was ever in the store, and I think that's back then when we had 24-hour places,
Yeah.
which I miss.
Well, and the people that would come into the store are probably hilarious.
Yes.
Like, come on, tipsy friend, come buy you some groceries. It'd be buying all this stoner meals or drunk, hungover people meals. That'd be fun to see.
Someone said, I was a dishwasher at a really busy restaurant. I smelled like grease all the time. My hands were constantly pruned, and the pile of dirty dishes never seemed to get smaller. And every time I felt like I would catch up and get to breathe a little bit, another bus tub would roll in.
Of all the jobs you had, you hated this one the most. What was it, though?
Probably retail.
Retail? Was there
Yes.
anything about it specifically? You're like, oh, this stinks.
Just sometimes customers don't understand like sales or if something's misplaced. I don't know. Some people are weird.
Weird. Also rude.
Yeah, true.
Any of the things where you're dealing with just like the random populace, it runs the danger of like, oh, I got to deal with all the rude folk.
Someone said, I worked at a gas station the overnight shift, and you meet some interesting people between midnight and 5 a.m. It was such a strange job, never boring, but I couldn't wait to quit.
Of all the gigs you've had over the years, you hated this one the most.
I was a sourcing specialist for a medical field,
What are we sourcing out? What's happening?
where you source out physicians.
Sounds like one of those jobs that you would hate, but it was at least high paying. Am I wrong?
It was.
Yeah. At least there's that, I guess.
Someone said I worked at a daycare, and I thought it would be fun. And don't get me wrong, the kids were adorable, but it was so exhausting. I went home, and I was ready for bed every single night by the time I was done with work. And someone else said, I was a lifeguard at a water park. Sounds like a dream job. Nope, parents expect you to babysit their kids while they're just floating around in the water or laying out in the sun. And we would have multiple kids throw up in the pool.
Oh, my God, girls.
That's gross.
Can you imagine?
No,
Oh.
that's gross.
You know, bathrooms gross enough.
That's
Vomit?
I never even would think of that.
And somebody get the strainer.
Do you just strain it out? You have to like
Yeah, I don't
refill,
know.
right? Or does it just filter itself?
Meanwhile, there's some guy in the break room making noodles like, oh, wait, this is the puke strainer?
Ew,
Oh no.
gross.
Pasta's ready, everybody.
Why is he making pasta at a water park?
It's spaghetti day. That's probably why somebody's perfect. Of all the jobs you've had, you hated this one the most.
The job I hate the most is definitely pouring concrete, any kind of concrete work.
It's hard on the body, I would imagine, huh?
The constant being on your knees and the constant backache afterwards.
Amy Kay's husband has one of those back-breaking jobs. So what you're saying is he's earned himself a little bit of pamper today after a long, hard day. That's what that means, right?
Definitely.
So he does concrete lifting. So he's not pouring it, but he does
So,
have
I
to
bet
like
it's real
bend
hard.
down a bunch. I know he was sore yesterday, but yesterday I was out at the fair and I was only there for a couple hours. I was texting him, "This is terrible. I'm dripping in sweat." And he's like, "Welcome to my life every day, baby." He came home from work and I had such appreciation for him. I even asked, he's in the shower. I poked my head in. I said, "How do you do that every day? It's so hot."
Get a little massage in there, maybe? Or-
I should start offering him a massage. He said his arms were hurting him. I should.
I think it'd be the right thing to do.
I felt bad for him.
Any other people with some crappy jobs?
Yeah, someone said I worked at a tanning salon. The cleaning the beds wasn't bad, but people would show up 5 minutes before we were closing wanting a full session. Then we'd get mad and tell them we're shutting down for the night and they couldn't do a full session. I worked at a tanning salon, and can I tell you, it is one of the craziest jobs. Someone peed in the trash can. People would show up on drugs all the time. I don't know if that's like a normal thing
Wait,
to
Go tanning? Well,
go
like,
tanning.
high?
Yeah, but like, so sometimes people would fall asleep in the beds, and it was really hard to get them out. One time we had a guy like on drugs, and he like got like locked in, couldn't figure out how to get out. We had to call the police. People do the grossest things in there. And I don't know if they're embarrassed. And if that was me, I'd be like, "Hey, can I get a towel and clean this up or something?" They leave it. Do you forget that you check in? We have your name in the system. So then we'd like write little notes, left a turd on the bed. And
Yeah.
every time they'd come in and check in, the note, it just pops up immediately. It's the first thing you see.
Left turd on bed.
And you'd be like,
Ugh.
"Welcome back."
Are we baking brownies today,
Ew,
sir?
gross.
What's the plan?